Bill Burr is a bald funny man who has a black wife, unlike Anthony Fantano. He's in Breaking Bad, sounds like Scout from TF2, and made the movie Old Dads. Now I like Bill Burr. I think he's pretty funny, and I used to listen to his podcast. It's better to just find the couple bits that are funny from the podcast, not him just being grumpy they had to wake up that morning and continue to exist. A couple months ago, when I was staying in my uncle's apartment, I watched the movie Old Dads on Netflix. Old Dads is a movie about old dads who are based and say the N-word, and don't have the patience to deal with all these millennials and their man buns and segues and texting. And they are so based they get fired for saying trans rights.
Ask you a question. Did Caitlyn Jenner keep Bruce's dick?
Like in a jar.
Where'd you get this? No, like she still has it. Like Caitlyn has tits and a dick, and is that why you say they?
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Look, I'm not saying, I'd bang Caitlyn, but I mean, tell me that's not a better person to watch a game with. I mean, that's fucking Bruce Jenner.
I don't remember much, so here's my Letterboxd review. Turned it on as something to help me go to sleep, and I stood up and watched the whole thing. I'm probably going to be late for work now. Thanks, Bill Burr, fucking asshole. Well, that's a bit harsh of a Letterboxd review. Anyway, I thought it was alright. I remember laughing a lot, but I can only remember, a couple jokes very vaguely. To be honest, I remember watching a video on MGS2 that same night, more than I remember this movie.
I get a real kick when the little funny cat does the dance and makes the noises. Boy, do I love that cat.
There were worse comedies that year than Bill Burr being based. It's a simple movie about guys in their midlife crisis who realize maybe things are kind of bad now, but there were worse things that were bad in the past, and we should just be better. I mean, it's not too deep, but it's something. Now, why am I making this video? Well, the thing is, I have a confession to make. I went months of my life thinking that Griffin Newman and Dave Chappelle were in this. Turns out, I'm actually fucking racist. That's not Dave Chappelle. That doesn't even look like Dave Chappelle. That's the Republican guy from Payday 2.
I need my payday, too.
No, that guy. And that's not Griffin Newman. That's just some white dude.
Mountain Man. Cracker.
I just saw him and was like, yeah, that's the guy from that podcast. I was only reminded of this by this recent Patrick H. Willems video.
Of all time. Do you say blank check?
Yeah?
Yeah. You mean when a director experiences massive success early on in their career and is given a series of blank checks to make whatever crazy passion products they want?
Exactly. Yeah. And sometimes those checks clear, and sometimes they bounce.
Maybe.
Fuck off!
And I was like, yeah, wasn't Griffin Newman in Old Dads? And I was like, no, Griffin Newman wasn't in Old Dads, and Dave Chappelle wasn't in it either. What the fuck is wrong with me? In my defense, I put it on in the background to go to sleep and just ended up staying up to watch the whole thing. But I'm still racist. Sorry. Anyway, 6 out of 10.
Right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, Nick...
That guy from Zero Punctuation said some pretty not nice things about minorities here. That's kind of what Old Dads is about. Anyway, here's a special message from GF Savages.
Hi, my name is GF Savages. My room is in complete disrepair because I either have food poisoning or the stomach flu. And additionally, that's why I look like shit. We're going to be reading the Wikipedia page for Old Dads. And if you'll excuse me, let me put myself in the corner here. Yeah, that's a good size. And let us begin. Old Dads, from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Old Dads is a 2023 American comedy film directed by Bill Burr in his directorial debut, who produced and co-wrote with Ben Tischler. It stars Burr, Buddy Cannavale, and Bokeem Woodbine. After selling their business, the three men find themselves out of step with the modern world. The film was released by Netflix on October 20, 2023. Plot. Jack Kelly, Connor Brody, and Mike Richards have all been friends and colleagues for decades. Now in their 50s, they struggle with the modern world and how they are expected to behave. For example, when Connor tries to get his son Colin, Dominic Grey Gonzalez, to apologize for hitting people, his wife Cara reprimands him. Deciding to sell their business Trifecta to some millennials, but keep on as employees, they are shocked when the hipster new boss Aspen fires everyone over 35 except them. Moving away from simply selling throwback team jerseys, the company is modernizing, becoming both gender and carbon neutral. Jack gets publicly chewed out by the director of his son Nate's preschool for being 2 minutes late and responds with a coarse set of vulgarities. His wife, Leah, forces him to apologize, as a recommendation will be needed from her for private kindergarten admission, and she points out his anger management issues. When Jack and Leah go to the school to apologize to the director, she makes him do it to the group of parents and kids. A few pinpoint specifics that upset them. He apologizes for each. However, Leah points out Jack must continue to be on his best behavior for the next 3 months, so the director gives Nate a recommendation. Meanwhile, divorcee and father of 2 adult sons, Mike, arrives home to a surprise. Although he had a vasectomy, his young girlfriend Brittany divulges that she is pregnant. Later, the 3 friends meet up at a bar, and Jack and Connor try to give him... Later, the 3 friends meet up at a bar, and Jack and Connor try to get him to look on the bright side. This sounds like a Family Guy episode. What the fuck is this? Oh, fuck. That was... I could vomit at any moment. I honest to God could vomit at any moment. As Jack has been asked to organize the school fundraiser, he and Connor are made to feel marginalized by millennials. Then, the 3 friends are sent to find Ed Cameron, a man who has chosen to be off-grid since the 1980s, to convince him to represent the company. Travis, Justin Miles, one of the young employees, accompanies them. As the old friends banter, he calls them misogynistic. Mike calls him out for his superior attitude, proving through his love of modern music that he is not always politically correct either. When they hit an armadillo, Ed comes to collect it. Meanwhile, Leah comes across Cara. Colin walks up and hits her pregnant stomach. When she warns him, he blatantly punches it. Cara defends him, and the women argue. Ed Trifecta to fuck that. Although the trio were successful recruiting Cameron, Aspen fires them as a hidden camera in the rental car caught all their misogynistic banter. Even Travis is sacked, as his TV camera captured him singing strongly worded rap lyrics as he started his day. Afterwards, Mike cuts off ties with Jack. Connor is not allowed to have contact because of Cara's anger at the Kellys, so Jack focuses on the school fundraiser. Everything goes well until he has another blow-up, resulting in Leah kicking him out. Jack and Mike coincide in a late-night eatery. They make peace, then pick up Connor from a casino bachelor party road trip, as Brittany insists they married. They come across Aspen, who has been fired for accidentally using politically incorrect jargon and dumped. Later, at the strip club, Jack gets a call that Leah is in labor. Drunk, they are forced to get an Uber. Excruciatingly slow, they end up grabbing small electric scooters to complete the journey. Missing the birth, Jack still makes up with Leah later and vows to go to therapy. In the end, they opt for public school for Nate, and Jack has learned to control his temper. Mike proposes to Brittany properly, and Connor gets Cara to lighten up. Cast: Bill Burr as Jack Kelly, Bobby Caraval as Connor Brody, Bokeem Woodbine as Mike Richards, Katie Asselton, as Leah Kelly. I can't pronounce these names. Ryan Edwards as Brittany, Jackie Thon as Cara Brody, Miles Robbins as Aspen Bell, Rachel Harris as Dr. Laura Shemickle Turner, Dash McLeod as Nate Kelly. God, Dash has a faker sounding name than Nate Kelly. Justin Miles as Travis Romaine. C. Thomas Howell. What the fuck? C. Thomas Howell as Ed Cameron. Bruce Dern? Bruce Dern as Richie Jacobs. Dominic Grey Gonzalez as Colin Brody. Natasha Leggero as Kelly. Katrina Bowden as Jonah. Angela Gluner as Mimi. Josh Bruner as Dana. Aaron Wu as Demel. Carl Tart. What the fuck? What sort of name is Carl Tart as Brian Dodson. Rick Glassman as Hunter Lewis. Abby Cobb as Judy. Tom Allen as Scooter. Rory Scoville as Terrence Huffy Schwinn. Steph Trovell as Steph. Paul Walter Hauser? Paul Walter Hauser is Tracy. Production. The spec script of Old Dads was noted in 2020. In March 2022, it was announced that Bill Burr was co-signing, directing, and starring in a project called Old Dads for Miramax and Bill's own production company, All Things Comedy. Announced as appearing alongside Bill were Bobby Cannavale and Bokeem Woodbine. The script was co-written by Ben Tischler, who was also producing alongside Burr, Bill Block, oh my fucking god, Monica Livingston, and Mike Bertolina. In March 2022, it was reported that Katie Alston was playing Bill Burr's wife, Leah. The same month, Rain Edwards was added to the cast as Brittany, Woodbine's girlfriend. Principal photography commenced in Los Angeles on March 2022, and disclosed as joining the cast were Jackie Torn, Miles Robbins, Rachel Harris, Dash McLeod, Justin Miles, Natasha Legaro, Catherine Bowden, Josh Berner, and Roy Scoville. The feature was described as a semi-autobiographical by The Hollywood Reporter, who interviewed Bill from his on-set trailer, April 2022. And the screenplay was inspired by Bill and Tischler, both experiencing fatherhood relatively late in life. Bertolini was quoted as calling it Bill's stand-up in narrative form. Release. Old Dads was released by Netflix on October 20th, 2023. Critical response. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 25% of 44 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of 4.6 out of 10. The website's consensus reads, with Old Dads, Bill Burr shows signs of promise as a filmmaker, but they are largely muffled by his fitfully funny screenplay's reliance on tired jokes and generational divides. Metacritic uses a weighted average assigned Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film score a 42 out of 100, based on 14 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews.
Fuck off! I heard things on the agenda because I don't care about Old Dads. By Duress passed away back in November, and it only became public the other day. So rest in power, King. His final performance will be in the upcoming film Mass State Lottery, which will hopefully come out this year. Anyway, Patrick H. Willems is secretly Eric Harris. Goodbye.
Damn kids. I was supposed to have some new decks delivered to the sponsors by the start of the show, but some punk stole them. You can get them back in time, it'd really save our ass.
Anything for you, Bill Burr.